Parshas Matos. The shmuz is adapted from the shmuz of Moran HaGoyin, Rebbe Chasman Zecher Tzadik Levracha. It says in the Torah, Bamidbar Lamed Aleph, Pasuk Beis, Nekoim Nikmas B'nei Yisrael Me'ez HaMidyonim. Avenge the vengeance of Hashem from the Midyanim. Afterwards, you shall be gathered into thy people. After that, you shall die. Moshe Rabeinu was told that after he takes nekama, revenge, he avenges the covet of Hashem by defeating the Midyanim. After that, he will die. If we were offered such a possibility, afterwards we would die, we might want to delay going to do the mitzvah. But Rashi brings down, of course, Moshe, Afal Pisha Shoma Shemisosei Tluya Badover, even though Moshe Rabeinu heard that his death depended on this, and as Chazal say, if Moshe would have wanted, he could have waited 20 years, 30 years, and lived longer. And could you imagine what the life of Moshe Rabeinu was? He could have so much more kedusha and everything. Ela Oma Moshe, Chazal tell us, Ein reshus biyodeinu la'akev es hamitzvah. We have no permission to stop the mitzvah. Immediately Moshe Rabeinu said, Vayadaber Moshe el ha'om leimer. Moshe Rabeinu spoke to the people, Cholzu, arm yourselves for war, and they went to fight. Immediately. Even though he heard that his death will happen immediately afterwards, he didn't delay it at all. In fact, Chazal say he was misaveh. He had a desire, a tremendous desire, to see Nekama and Midyan, because that's what Hashem wanted. So we see from here what it means, Mesiras Nefesh, sacrifice to do a mitzvah. Usually we say, you do this mitzvah with Mesiras Nefesh, it means extreme difficulty. But here, by Moshe Rabeinu, we see his greatness, his holiness, his purity of heart. We see Moshe Rabeinu, Mesiras Nefesh Mamish, actually giving up his life for this mitzvah. So we should learn what it means, Mesiras Nefesh, how important it is to do each mitzvah. That's what Hashem wants, and that's what we have to do it with Mesiras Nefesh, even Mesiras Nefesh Mamish, even actual giving up our lives. Surely it means if things are just difficult, we should of course do it. But here we see the ultimate difficulty, that Moshe Rabeinu did not hesitate whatsoever. He did it b'simcha and with a taiva, with a temptation, with a desire, because that's the will of Hashem. And that's the way we have to do mitzvahs. And the question is that since it's so important for Moshe Rabeinu to do this mitzvah, even to give away his life to make sure that this mitzvah gets done, a very strange thing. It says in the pasuk, I would imagine that Moshe should gather the troops, like it says in the pasuk, Hecholtzu meyitchem, and go do the mitzvah. No, he delegated to somebody else. He delegated the mitzvah to Elazar and Pinchas. Now, what is that all about? He's willing to give up his life to do the mitzvah, and then he doesn't do it and then he delegates Elazar and Pinchas to do it. What's this all about? Especially, the question is, the Rebbeinu Shalom said, Nekaim, Nikmas B'nai Yisrael, Nekaim, you take revenge. You, Moshe Rabeinu, do it. The Rebbeinu Shalom says, you, Moshe Rabeinu, do it. And he went and delegated others. And the mitzvah is so important that he was willing to give away his life for it, but he wouldn't do it himself. What's it all about? Chazal themselves asked this question. Efsher HaKadosh Baruch Hu Omer LaMoshe Nekaim. Is it possible that HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to Moshe, take revenge, you, and he sends others? The Chazal themselves ask this question. Elo, Chazal answer, Al Yedei Sheniz Gadel B'Midyan, since he grew up in Midyan, he said, Einoi Badin Shani Meitzar L'Misha Osoli Tova. It's not proper, it's not correct, that I should oppress, go to war against one who did me a favor. I grew up in Midyan. And the question is, Gewalt, the question is that enough reason? Since he grew up in Midyan, is that enough reason not to do what Hashem wanted? Hashem said, Nekaim, you take revenge. Nekaim ba'atzmacha, you yourself take revenge. And Moshe Rabeinu wouldn't do it, as Chazal say, because it's not proper. Einai badin, that I should oppress somebody who did me somebody, the Misha Osoli Toivas, to somebody who did me favors. Is that enough reason? Because he grew up in Midyan and he appreciates what Midyan did for him, that he had a place to grow up in? Is that enough to digress, to not do exactly what Hashem wanted? Is that enough reason? That's one question. Another question, what exactly did the Midyanim do to him? He grew up, he grew up in Midyan, in the floor, in the ground, in the stones, in the houses of Midyan. What did they do for him, the Midyanim? How much did they do for him? Not much. He grew up in Midyan. That's good, but they really didn't do too much for him, the people of Midyan. Apparently, we see from here, Moshe Rabeinu revealed to us a new halacha, a new law. That if he feels hakoras hatoiv, appreciation to one who did me a favor, that's also a halacha coming from Hashem. It says in the Torah, "V'holachta b'derochav," you should follow in the ways of Hashem. Hashem is full of midas tovos. Hashem is makir toiv. Hashem is chesed. Everything. It seems that even though Hashem told Moshe Rabeinu Nekaim, you yourself take revenge from the Midyanim, but Moshe Rabeinu is telling us that if he has a hargosha, if he has a feeling, a sensitivity toward people who did him a favor, even a small favor, by letting him grow by the fact that he grew up in Midyan, where the Midyanim didn't do anything. It was just the ground and the houses, and even though it was a small favor they did for him. And even though the Midyanim themselves were great sinners, they were machti Klal Yisrael. They made Klal Yisrael sin. And 24,000 Jewish people died because of them, as it's recorded in the Torah itself, at the end of Parshas Balak. So why does Moshe Rabeinu feel that he can't go? The Rebbeinu Shalom said on one hand, you should do it. The favor that they did, that he's makir toiv, that he recognizes appreciation for, was not much, because the people of Midyan didn't do anything. Thirdly, the people of Midyanim were sinners, and sinners that brought about the death of 24,000 people. To these people, you want to have hakoras hatoiv, you want to have recognition, you want to appreciate what they did for you. But apparently we see here a tremendous revelation that Moshe Rabeinu revealed to us, that hakoras hatoiv, appreciating what somebody did for me, a favor, a small favor, a favor from people that were sinners, where Hashem said nekoim, Hashem said take revenge. This feeling of hakoras hatoiv that Moshe Rabeinu had is enough reason to say that Hashem didn't mean it. Hashem didn't mean when he said nekoim. If it conflicts with hakoras hatoiv, if it conflicts, and hakoras hatoiv is something also says in the Torah, v'alachta b'derochav, you should follow the ways of Hashem with midas tovos. It was enough reason, even to sinners, even if the favor wasn't that great. Moshe Rabeinu felt that, we see here, he felt that he was not allowed to go. We see here the significance and the importance of appreciating what somebody did for me, a small favor, a favor of people who were sinners, where Hashem said, nekoim, do it yourself. It was enough strength for him not to be able to go through with it. And this is the halacha that Moshe Rabeinu revealed to us. So we saw two things. We saw at the beginning what Mesiras Nefesh means, what it means to sacrifice to do a mitzvah. It not only, if it's difficult, we see that if it's, that Moshe Rabeinu was willing to give away his life just to do what Hashem wanted. And also we see that even though he's willing to give away his life for that, but hakoras hatoiv, the appreciation for those that did something for him, people that were sinners did something for him, people that really didn't do too much for him. It was only the houses and the ground that did it. But nevertheless, hakoras hatoiv is so powerful. It's so important to appreciate when somebody does me a favor, so important to appreciate what the person did for me. And it even changed the nekoim that Hashem said, do it, that it's understood that it had to be through somebody else. We should be zeicha to do the Rotzon Hashem, the will of Hashem, with Mesiras Nefesh, with sacrifice. Even if it may be difficult, we must also realize that hakoras hatoiv is so important, so significant. We should, if somebody did me a favor, we have to run to do back the favor. We should be zeicha to this. Amen v'yamen.